Hello, hello lovelies. Thank you for stopping by for another Devinah swatch party. This is part 2 of the new Devinah launch. Devinah is launching 2 new shade collections, and since we have a total of 13 shadows altogether, I was like, I think I'm gonna split this up into 2. So today we're gonna be focusing on the Sea of Shadows collection. I do already have the Mystic Cove collection up. I will make sure to have that one linked down below. So I have a lot planned for today's swatch party, which is kind of why I wanted to split these 2 videos up, because it's a lot of content. And I wanted you to be able to sit down and get a little flavor without having to be here for an hour. But I will also make sure to have timestamps down below if there's one section that's more helpful to you than the others. And again, Mystic Cove will be linked down below as well. But if we haven't met before, my name is Kelly and I'm a professional hair and makeup artist. And here on my channel, I strive to keep beauty real. Real honest, real relatable, and real fun. So if that sounds like something you'd enjoy, don't forget to click subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos like future swatch parties. Again, we have a lot to get into today. I'm going to be sharing with you all my thoughts on this collection. I'm excited to try these shadows out. I have actually already done Mystic Cove because I've already filmed that video, but I haven't tried any of this set yet. So I'm very excited to get into that. Let's go ahead and go into the details of this collection and I will show you all the beautiful things. So this collection is themed around the ocean and its beauty. I really like the fact that we have a variety of colors in here. I'm really excited to show you these. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So before we get into the swatches, I do want to give these pretty pans their up close and personal moment, but I do also want to let you know the details on this collection. Each of the shadows is $8 and the full bundle will be available for $56. You do also have the opportunity to use codes with these. I have a code, it is KEEPBEAUTYREAL. It does save you 20%. It is not affiliated in any way, but it will save you some cash. And that takes each of the singles down to $6.40, which I think is a really great price, but you can tell me yourself once we get to the swatches. So let's go ahead and take a look at these shades. And this is the shade Frothy Surf. Look how pretty that one is. I think this is gonna be a beautiful summer staple for me. I can't say for sure yet because I haven't even tried it on, but I already am like, ooh, yep, this is gonna be a beautiful one. This one right here, she's a little warmer, a little more gold. This is Sunset Sands. And now we have 2 in the blue to blue-green category. This is one that is definitely leaning more blue. Oh, I mean, look at that. This is Aqua Abyss. I think that's a great name because this, I just feel like I could stare into forever. I'm not normally a huge blue wearer, but man, this one with a tan in the summer, I don't know, we'll have to see. And this one is just as beautiful. This is Swirling Waters, definitely leaning a little bit more into the teal shift. So pretty. And then we have 2 that are in what I would say is like more of a green family. This one is just so bright and pretty. I love a good green. I love a good green, so I'm probably biased, but this is Offshore Mist. I mean, it's just so vibrant. This one I think is going to be a fan favorite. I think a lot of people saw the swatches on Instagram of this one and they were like, oh, I mean, you can see it's a really fun and interesting shift. It is Half Sea Fog. And every time I look at it, I want to say Half Sea Frog because it has that green to it and that's just how I read it, but it is Half Sea Fog. And this one here is so pretty. This is Frozen Waves. I think this is going to be a really good one for anyone who maybe doesn't wear a lot of bold color, but still wants something shifty and dimensional. This is so pretty. All right, so there's a little flavor of the collection, what we're gonna be using today. During that portion, during the pan close-up portion of Mystic Cove, I did share with you the details of the names and the characters behind those names in the collection. So I thought that was a really fun insert that the brand included in our PR package, just because it's really great to kind of know what like goes into the inspiration of a collection. So now what you're all waiting for, the actual swatches, and then we'll do 2 looks. All right, the hair's back. It's time to get serious. Thank you also for dealing with me without any eye makeup on, without any concealer on. I always wait when I'm doing these swatch parties. I always wait to put usually any makeup on, but to put concealer on until afterwards, just because all the sparkles can tend to kind of have a party on your face and I want to be able to clean that up. So thank you for that. I also will say I'm probably a little bit tired. I just got home from my work travels. Like last night, I got home from the airport at probably close to midnight. So it's been a long one, but what better way to kind of get back into the swing of things than playing with some sparkles? I just don't know where I want to go. Like, okay, well, we have to use Half Fog Sea because I know everybody wants to see that one, including me. So we're definitely going to use this one. really want to see these two warm ones, but I also want to see the green. Maybe we'll do, maybe we'll do a little combo. I don't know, we'll see. Let's go ahead and do Half Fog Sea first, because I do know that that's one that everybody's just itching to get their eyes on. All right, so just like before, I think I'm gonna do one eye with glitter glue and one eye just like by wetting my brush. Then that way we can kind of see. I think we'll do glitter glue on this side, and I think I'm just gonna keep it pretty soft. So I'll probably use, which shade is this? This is Envy, this beautiful shade here. I think I'm going to throw that all over my lid and my crease. We'll probably detail with something else, like maybe one of these grungy purples, which is what I call a gray purple. I don't know, we'll have to see. So first, since I am planning on something, you know, that's not super dark, I do want to be able to lighten up my inner corner and then also just like cancel out any of my discoloration on my eye. So I'm just going through with some concealer. I do this most of the time. It's not that often that I use like, you know, an eye base. It really isn't. So I'm just throwing this all over. By the way, I'm using the Lancome Tinty Dole concealer in case you're curious. I do always like to set my crease with a little bit of translucent powder, just because I do have hooded eyes. I just feel like it helps with the creasing. Not that I get a lot of it, but if I don't, I just find that I usually regret that decision. So now we're just gonna whisk that Envy shade, again, all over the lid and up into the crease a bit. Okay, Envy is down. Such a pretty shade, isn't it? Now I'm just gonna tap on some glitter glue. Again, this is the Too Faced one. It's the same one that I used for Mystic Cove. And I am taking that just above the crease. So now we're gonna go through with our shade. I'm really excited to try this out. Because I didn't wet my brush at all, I'm gonna be pretty gingerly? I'm going through gingerly. Whatever I'm trying to say here, people. And I'm just tapping that on. I'm trying to get the least amount of fallout possible. I don't know why I'm being so careful. Probably just so I don't look like completely ridiculous by the time we're done here. I'm probably going to wash all this off because I will have two very different eye looks, and we're actually going to see a movie tonight. We're gonna go see that Russell Crowe one, the Pope's Exorcist. Yes, I am a scary movie girl. Jeremy is being nice and going with me. He's not usually into the scary movies, but he's willing to go see this one with me. Okay. Ooh, okay, that is really pretty. This is more like a lot of sparkle and a bit more of a subdued shift. It's definitely there. Like the color of the base comes through a lot. It's the shimmer over the top that gives it the dimension. It's very, very pretty. Okay, now just to give this a little bit more depth, I am going to go into the shade. I want something with a little bit of purple, but nothing too bright. Let's see here. Should we do Esme? I think we're gonna do that one. I know Deandra really likes Esme. I mean, she created it, but I'm gonna go through this one. Okay, so we're just going to add a little bit through here, and I think that'll like help kind of pick up that purple vibe. Now, I will say, just from the swatches and from, you know, just kind of playing with this, these have such a thin texture that I think that you have the opportunity to like build up a couple layers to get a fully opaque look, or you could probably shear them out easily over another color. So that might be what I do on this side, just so that we can kind of see the difference, you know, because then that way we can see like wet brush versus glitter glue, but also see how transformative these are. So I'm going to enjoy getting to play with that. So I think that, I mean, again, this is just pretty simple. I think what I'm gonna do is go through and finish cleaning up here and put some concealer on. I'm probably just gonna use one of the shadows that I used on the top as far as the mattes go, and then we'll pop on an inner corner shade. I'm just keeping this pretty simple. It's more about just getting to see the shadows themselves. All right, all I did was ran Envy across most of the lash line and then a little bit of Esme right out in the corner, keeping it simple. And if you aren't new to my channel, maybe you guessed that I probably wanted to throw water mist on my inner corner. This is one of my favorite shades. This is one of the Phantom Orbs collection, and it is amazing. It's this beautiful, like, I mean, it really kind of like reflects what we have going on here. This beautiful focus, this beautiful like teal and purple shift. But it's like, I feel like that's predictable. I feel like that's predictable. It's also not super sparkly. It's more of that like soft sheen, that beautiful like velvety sheen. I feel like I kind of want like a little more razzle dazzle. Let's go for it. Ooh, okay, I don't know if I've actually used this shade. I'm gonna take Cake Bomb. I think, did I just get this one? I don't think so, I don't know. But anyway, it just looks really pretty and really bright, and I think that this could use that contrast right now. So I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner. See, this is the problem. When you eventually have so many singles that you're like, did I buy that one and never use it? Or now am I going to go back to another video and be like, Kelly, you've used Cake Bomb like 5 times. Okay, that is pretty. Yep, that's what I needed. Just a little bit more perk, a little bit more sparkle. I think it's very balanced out. I can also tell my eyes are getting a little bit red. Obviously, I just had to wash a bunch of sparkly makeup off my face from doing Mystic Cove. And I feel like doing that and then just like jumping right back into doing makeup again always makes my eyes a little angry. But we're getting through it. We gotta do this for each other. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw on some mascara. I'll give you close-ups of this look and then we will do another one on the other side. All right, let's get into look number 2. So before we jump in, I wanted to show you what I was talking about with the potential of being able to use these shadows in different ways. So in the arm swatches that you saw that look a bit more opaque, that is 3 passes over the top. So that's to kind of represent what it will look like if you build it up a bit more. So here, I just very delicately put a little bit on and then really pushed it out into my skin. So you can see how, I don't want to say iridescent, but how sheer you could get these shadows to be if you want. Let me go ahead and do one live for you so that you can, you know I'm not like fibbing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take the one that I just put on, that Half Sea Fog. That's the shade here. And I'm just going to take a bit and lay it down and then really kind of like spread it out to make it, sheer out a bit. I can kind of take that and just like push it out and really get a very soft look with that. I mean, this one is actually a little less sparkly than some of these other ones, but you can see how you could just get a bit of iridescence over other colors. So I think that these would, be kind of fun toppers. You could do a lot with these and, pack them on with glitter glue if you really want a lot from them. Let's go ahead and try layering this green over something, and then maybe we can even incorporate a bit of the gold. I think that we'll go ahead and do that. Ooh, okay, I think this is gonna be a good one, and I don't think that I have tried this shadow out yet. So this is, again, one of the About Face mattes. I used one in the other video as well, and this is the shade, it's a Blitz. So I think that combining the gold with the green is gonna be kind of fun. So we're gonna just lay this over the entire eye, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay, so I have that shadow laid down. I mostly just kind of like blurred it out for like a, not overly saturated yellow, but still enough of a pop of the yellow. I could put another coat on if I wanted to, but I don't really for several reasons. One of them being that it's just gonna get washed off. I'm gonna go through with the shade, I think this is Capri. I might pick it up without dropping it. Yeah, this is Capri. So I'm just gonna use that to dust out the edge of this shade so that I can kind of like get a bit of a wash. I mean, I probably could have like blended the About Face shade out even more, but I really just want to, kind of get a very, like from bright to just really pastel, kind of blurred out watercolor vibe here. I love how I'm talking like I know where I'm going with this when I really don't. I don't know where I'm going with this. But I think what we're gonna do is we are gonna take that green Offshore Mist, and I'm just gonna wet my brush. I'm gonna just use the other side of the brush that I used for the About Face. So these shadows are very smooth. They have a lot of, reflective properties to them, all those little like micro shimmers, but they're not very flaky at all. So if you don't really like a flaky texture, then you should be okay with these because they have a lot of sparkle, but they're not very flaky, very, very smooth. So I'm just going to tap this over the top. Oh yeah, we got a little bit of lemon lime action going on there. I like that. So then I'm gonna take that gold shade. What is that? Sunset Sands. And we're gonna pop that on the outer part. So I just quickly wiped off my brush, and then we're gonna go in with Sunset Sands on the outer corner. I definitely went in a little bit more heavy-handed with the green shade. I think, I'm not seeing a lot of that base color through, but I am seeing it with Sunset Sands, and I think that's just because I didn't go quite so ham with it. This is totally like citrus vibes. I really like this. It's like bright, but soft bright. It's a soft bright. I also got it all over my under eye and I'm okay with that. I think this is cute. I really like it. I think I'm gonna leave it as is, actually, just like this. Okay, so now I'm gonna clean up this situation. Again, normally I would be doing these eye looks probably with like no makeup on, but it's really easy for me to just clean this area and then just pop some concealer on since I didn't have any on. So concealer, we're gonna put Capri on the lower lash line. If I feel like I need to add more, I can, and we'll figure out an inner corner shade. Okay, really quick and easy, just throw on some mascara and just a tiny bit of Capri on the bottom, just enough to give it a little hint of color, but I like this very like fresh feel. So to keep going with that fresh feel, I'm gonna take this beautiful shade Vela and we're gonna pop this on the inner corner. I think this is gonna be a good way to kind of keep it bright, definitely keep it in that yellow realm with just like a little something. So just putting it on a dry pencil brush. And there we go, soft and sparkly, ta-da! So I'm gonna go ahead and give you a close-up, of course, at this look, and then we can come together and I will share with you my final thoughts on the Sea of Shadows collection. Okay, one chips and salsa break and a lip gloss reapplication later, and I'm back. So I hope that you enjoyed getting to see these looks. Hopefully seeing these in action helps you decide if you want the collection, if you want a couple of the shades. Now, I think what will maybe also help, at least it helped me, is looking at some of these comparison swatches. Some of the shades that right away when I was like, I'm curious how this looks next to this one, I wanted to show all of you. So it's not like I went on a major rampage. I did take quite a bit of time. It was a couple hours of like comparing, swatching, doing all the things between this video and the Mystic Co. So hopefully it helps you. I'm gonna dive into those and then I'll give you my final thoughts. Okay, so let's get into the nitty-gritty of this. How do I feel about this new collection from Devinah? I have to say, I think that it is very nice, and I think that the price point is just about perfect. I think that this is going to be an ideal collection for those of you that really enjoy sparkly shadows. You want some shimmer, you like a lot of the shiny things. I think that that is where these shadows shine, is in their sparkle. Now, I think if you're someone that wants that very like sheeny, like molten liquid multi-chrome feel, that's not what you're gonna get from these. Also, I think at, you know, $8 a shadow at regular price, you probably can't expect that. So I think that this is really about the sparkle with some shift, and I think that that's exactly what Deandra said. These are a sparkly shifter set. There you go. So these do definitely have some shift to them. It just isn't that extreme, like ba-bam. So it just depends on what you're looking for. I do also think that these will be fun to play with as layering shadows as well, just to add a little extra something to a look. So I think that there's a lot that you could do with these. If I had not gotten sent these in PR, and if I was looking at them on my own after getting to swatch them myself, do all the things, would I have purchased this entire set? No. And that really probably isn't a surprise to those of you who know my shade preferences, just because I think with having these two blues in here, these two right here, the blue and the blue-green, now after touching them, they're beautiful. But these shades, Swirling Waters and Aqua Abyss, while I think that they're very beautiful, I do think that for me, having shades in this range, I feel like I have enough in the shade range to scratch that uncommon itch for myself. That being said, I probably would have gotten all the other ones. I probably would have. I don't know. I mean, I feel like, I know myself. I probably would have, even though I do feel like I have some things that are somewhat close to this, as you will have seen in those comparison swatches. So I think that if you are looking at getting this bundle, make sure that you take a look through what you already have. What you have from Devinah, what you have from other brands, just to make sure you don't have anything that you're like, oh, that's close enough. But I do think that there are some really lovely shadows in here. I mean, oh, This one, so pretty. Definitely a love. Even though it is tipping more into that blue, it still is like soft, murky, grungy enough that I'm here for it. So I would have to say that's probably the one for me. Yeah, that's probably the one for me. This Half Sea Fog, which I knew was already going to be one that I think is just going to be so awesome. Half Sea Fog, I definitely recommend. I'm also really excited to use Frozen Waves. I think that it's such a go-to for me that's why I didn't use it today. Because you're probably all gonna see it on my face on Instagram very soon. So without getting too rambly, I'm gonna cut myself off there. Those are my thoughts on this collection. Again, you are able to use my code KEEPBEAUTYREAL on these shadows and quite a bit of other things on the site. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave those down below. I am going to try to have this video up. I think it's gonna go up the morning of the launch, I think. So I'm going to have my eye on my comments if you do have any questions. But like I said, Deandra said that they've made a lot of these shadows, and I really appreciate it when the brand isn't just like, oh, but we have like 10. Good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. You know what I mean? So I hope that this was helpful to you. If it was, please go ahead and give this video a like. It really does help me out. And let me know, are any of these shadows on your wish list? I would really love to know. I love all of the makeup conversations we get to have as a community. And that is going to be it for today, especially since Jeremy just started loading up stuff for lawn care with his business. So I'm gonna go, and I will see you really soon.